Do you ever find yourself standing in your kitchen or sitting at your desk at work and wondering, what am I gonna make for supper tonight? Well, keep watching because I've got your instant fix for your supper time blues. Hey y'all, I'm Sammy and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you some of the easiest meals to throw together on a busy weeknight, and they all take less than 30 minutes to prepare and have your family fed on those busy, crazy weeknights that we all have. So sit back and relax. Let me do all the cooking. Come on y'all, let's go.
Now we are going to start this video out with a bang with some homemade Pollo Loco. I absolutely love this. I get it anytime I go to the Mexican restaurant, and always usually get pico on top of it. So into a skillet goes 2 tablespoons of butter with a small diced up onion and about 1.5 pounds to 3 pounds of chicken, just depending on how much or how many people you're feeding. But we're going to season that up with some adobo and some salt and pepper, light on the salt because you've got that butter in there. So once that is browned up, we're going to take a 10-ounce package of the yellow rice right here. We're going to dump that whole entire package right on in there, and about a tablespoon of tomato bouillon. Now, if you don't have this, you could always use chicken bouillon or tomato paste, but the tomato bouillon adds so much flavor. Then you're going to add the required water that's in the recipe. I believed it was about 2 cups of water, but I made it into some chicken bouillon. You'll pour that into that rice until that rice is nice and tender, and you'll just want to make sure, just give it a taste. That way you know the rice is fully cooked through. But I decided to add in some medium diced up green chili to mine, just to kind of give it some more oomph, if you know what I mean. I don't like it hot, but I do like a little bit of spice. Now we're going to take this classic cheese dip that I found at my deli section at Food Line. I just cubed that on up. We're going to dump about 6 ounces of that cheese right on into the pan, along with about 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream to kind of help that cheese melt down and it get nice and creamy. I did put the lid over this once I got it stirred up until that cheese got all nice and melty. Then I gave it one last good stir together and just made sure that all that rice was cooked through, because some of them little grains of rice can be tricky. They's like hiding. So I served this up with some homemade pico and some sliced up avocado. And I did put avocado in my pico because I didn't have no jalapenos. And y'all, it was so good. Definitely give this one a try. And a huge thanks to Susan for sharing the recipe. Next up are crack burgers. And you're definitely gonna want to make these because we are burger fanatics around here. But these are just the next level, let me tell you. So I've got 3 pounds of ground beef in here. We're going to add in 2 cups. Yes, I said 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. I did not stutter. Trust me on this. Some sour cream. We're going to add about 3/4 of a cup of sour cream into there. Or you could do a cup since I've got 3 pounds. I'll have the original recipe linked down below, but I've seen these a lot. And I think Susan made these too, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have her channel and everything linked down below. But once I had my sour cream in there, that is when the fun starts, per se. We're going to take 1 packet of dry ranch mix right over the top of that. And now we're going to take that entire bag of bacon bits right here, and we're just gonna dump that right into the beef. Now, you could fry up your own bacon if you wanted to, but this entire package was, it was perfect. It saved me a step, it saved me time, which is what I'm all about. Now comes the 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. And of course, I've got to season mine up with some Badia Complete. Y'all know me by now. And I'm also going to throw in a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder with some adobo seasoning to this. I just felt like it needed a little bit of more seasoning. Now, you could always leave that out and just go with the ranch dressing mix. It's whatever y'all want to do, but I did go ahead and throw in some pepper as well because I didn't want to put in no more salt because of that ranch dry mix. It'll have plenty, trust me. Now we're going to use the best tools that God ever gave us, which are our hands. If that grosses you out, please put on some gloves or skip past this part. But I have always used my hands to mix my meatloaf and my burgers, and it's never hurt me, not one bit. So once you get all of that mixed in without over mixing your beef because you don't want your burgers dry, we'll just make these into about 1/4 pound patties. So I ended up with 12 hamburger patties, which is great because you could also eat these plain. You really don't need anything with these. You could eat them with lettuce instead of a bun if you're looking to cut calories. But I just put these right on into the skillet. I did spray it a little bit because I used a lean ground beef, not thinking about all the cheese and stuff that was in there. As you can see right here, it did produce a little bit of grease, but not bad. But I just browned those up until they were cooked all the way through. And y'all, these are amazing. I just served them up with some tater tots, and that was supper this night. So quick, so easy. You cannot go wrong with these. Definitely give them a try. Your family's gonna love you for it. Next up is definitely a family favorite. We're gonna make a meatball pasta bake. So simple, so easy, one pan, perfect for a busy weeknight, and it is packed full of flavor, y'all. So into a 9x13 baking dish, we're gonna take a 16-ounce box of penne pasta right into the bottom. This is why I love dumping baked meals right here. One 24-ounce jar of your favorite marinara sauce. You could even do like a homemade sauce if you wanted to, but I'm just going to pour that right over that dry pasta. I know it might sound crazy, but it works. Trust me on this. So I made 2 cups of like a vegetable broth, and it's actually like an Italian blend vegetable broth. I'm going to take just a little bit, as you can see right here, probably a 1/2 cup of that right into that marinara jar. I'm going to put the lid on it, shake it up, and dump that right on in. That way I don't waste none of that sauce. Now we're going to take the remaining 1.5 cups, pour that right over top of the pasta and the sauce. Give that a good stir together, and then season it up with your favorite seasonings. I'm using Badia Complete and Cavender's, and then we'll give that another stir together just to make sure that those seasonings are well incorporated. And then me being me, I've got to put my meatballs on here, just perfect lines. It doesn't make any difference because halfway through, once this is about 20 minutes cooked, you'll take that tinfoil off and you'll have to stir that up anyway, so it doesn't matter if your meatballs are in there straight. But it does bake for the first 20 minutes at 350 degrees. Then you'll take that foil off, as I did just a second ago, and now I was trying to stir it without messing the meatballs up. But like I said, I realized real quick it wasn't going to matter. So I just gave that a good old stir together, and just to make sure, that pasta was getting moved around a little bit. That way I could guarantee that all the pasta would cook. Now, once I had all of this mixed together, we're going to top it with whatever cheese you wanted. I did a mozzarella blend right here, and then it's going to go back into the oven for the last 10 minutes. But I did top it with some Italian seasonings, and then for like the last 3 minutes or so, I put it under the broiler so that cheese could get nice and melty on top. But y'all, when I tell you the pasta was cooked so perfect, it is not even a fib. This was so packed full of flavor and absolutely delicious. Give it a try, y'all. Last but not least, I had to include this recipe. These French onion pork chops are to die for. They are so good and so tender. They just make a perfect, easy weeknight meal. So into a sprayed 9x13, we're going to lay 8 boneless pork chops down. We're going to season those up with some salt and pepper. Then we're just going to set those aside so we can make our French onion topping. Into a medium bowl, we're going to start out with 2 8-ounce containers of sour cream. You'll need 16 ounces total. Then we're going to take a package of the Lipton onion soup mix. we'll give that a good all stir together just to make sure that that soup mix is well combined into the sour cream. Now, this goes right over top of the seasoned chops. I just put a little dollop over each one, and then I went back in there and spread that around just to make sure that the pork chops were completely covered. Now, we're going to take our French onions or our French fried onions and make a topping. We're just going to pour those right over the top. Now, I did crush them up a little bit to where there wasn't such bigger pieces laying there. And now we're going to cover those with foil. They're going to go into a 350-degree oven for about 25 minutes. Then you'll take that foil off and put them under the broiler for about the last 3 to 5 minutes, and then you're ready to serve it on up, which I did with some rice and some homemade mashed potatoes. This was definitely a perfect meal for a weeknight, and it was rib sticking good, y'all. Definitely give these French onion pork chops a try. You will not be disappointed. And if you liked today's video, please make sure you give me a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, because I would love to have y'all as part of my YouTube family.
Alright y'all, that is it for today's video. I truly hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give me thumbs ups, leave me a comment below, and think about hitting that subscribe button. It is absolutely free, and I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. If you are looking for some other meal inspiration, make sure you check out these other 2 videos on your screen right now. And if you are in need of prayer, please let me know below. I would be honored to pray for you all. Until next time, God bless. Bye.